friend here who purchased a horse from me, and we were talking about groundwork, and she didn't understand some things that I thought I'd kind of explained, and that was my fault. So I'm going to do a video explaining the groundwork and what it could look like off a feel, off the lead rope. So a feel is just that. It's offering something to my horse off the lead rope and him responding to it. It's not driving him or pushing him with a flag or something, although you'll use a flag as an aid to start to teach this, but that's the most basic form. And I saw a Western Horseman contributor that was explaining groundwork and talking about feel and doing it off the lead rope, and in the video of him doing it, it was all off pressure and all off of the flag. So I kind of wanted to try and explain more so the goal is off of the lead rope, because that translates directly to our riding. The flag pressure, you're not going to have that when you get on. And I'm not saying it's wrong, it's a great initial teaching method, but that's not really the form of communication that we're after. So I'm going to start my groundwork, and I want my horse to look where I'm going, and we'll kind of start off here, and I'll see what he's thinking. I'd like him to go on a balanced circle around me. I want all 4 of his legs moving evenly. And now to turn him up to the trot, I'll just extend my hand. It's energy. This is a feel. And then I can bring it back. And then I can roll the hindquarters, not off of my flag, off of my lead rope. And then I can bring the front through, and it'll come. And then I can trot, and it'll be there, because that's a feel. So you're always going to offer with your lead rope the movement first. I oftentimes see people come in with their flag way too quickly, and it doesn't give the horse a chance to figure it out and get smooth at it. We want this groundwork to be smooth. We want it to look effortless. We want to be able to take our horse's feet left, right, forwards, backwards, around, and we'd like him to be okay with it and soft. How are we going to do that? By not banging on him and using so much pressure. The horse is way more sensitive than we give him credit for. And I guess we give him credit for it, but a lot of people say it, and then they're banging on the horse, and they're the same person that'll say, oh, a horse will swat a horsefly off. That's how sensitive he is. So keep in mind that if you're thinking those things, you're putting them into practice, because it can work and get smooth pretty quickly. So I'm really going to be aware of my body expression. When I'm walking here, when I'm trotting, I open up. Now I'm going to switch hands. I'm going to walk towards the hindquarters, and I'm going to dial the energy up. So I'll open my body up more. I'll do the same thing here. I'll roll the hindquarters. I'll dial the energy up. And you don't have to drive the horse to do it. But the challenging part about this is you have to communicate effectively with your body. So if I want my horse to walk, I need to have the same signal every time. If I want my horse to trot, I need to have the same consistent signal. Otherwise, he's not going to get it. And now this is another big thing. When I roll these hindquarters, I'd like it to be loose. This is what I call rolling the hindquarters or disengaging the hindquarters. You'll see the hind foot stepping up and under on a larger circle, and the front feet are still going forward in a smaller circle, and the horse is balanced. He's not dropping his shoulder into this. A lot of times you'll see people doing the groundwork, and they think they have the hindquarters, but the shoulder is bound up still. And you'll run into a lot of trouble with that. The horse won't be truly relaxed. You'll do your groundwork and you won't get this kind of behavior where the horse is working his mouth and relaxing. And the reason is he's a prey animal. He gets away on his feet. If you're moving his feet around in a way that doesn't feel good to him, he's going to feel threatened. And he might put up with it, but he's not going to enjoy it. So we're trying to move the horse's feet in a way that makes him feel comfortable. And that's in a balanced fashion. It should look real smooth. It should be pretty. And it doesn't have to be real choppy and erratic pace. But then if you want to pick it up, it should come right up and you not have to beg for it. But then you don't want to get it to where the horse is just uppity all the time. You'd like him to come back down to you. And just have him do things all different ways. see all the different ways you can do it. I might use my halter this way to do my groundwork. I might take my noseband and take him around this way to back and arc. And then I might go on a straight line. All we're trying to do with our groundwork is communicate with our horse to move his feet. And why do I do that? I do it to see where's he stiff at, where's he unsure at. A horse whose body is soft and supple all the way through and doesn't have a bunch of hard spots and abrasions, and he's not arguing with you and resisting you, he's going to want to be around you, and you're going to have a hard time getting in trouble with him. But if you are moving one around and he's staying rigid, you need to look at what you're doing and address it and try and shape it to the horse more so he can have more understanding out of it. And then you won't have to do it as much. And it's just something you have to work on. You want to just look for the expression to be positive in the horse. If it's not, you always need to be asking, what can I do to shape this up? How can I communicate more subtly to get my point across to my horse? Flies are getting out. So I'll show you the hindquarters and the front quarters, how you'll set your hands up. You'll open the door. I'm leading with my right hand. I'm opening my body. I'm giving my horse a place to go. If he doesn't go, I'll come through and drive him, but I'm going to give him a chance. Now there's two ways to roll the hindquarters. I could shorten up with my right hand and roll the hindquarters. And then switch hands, send the front across, and have the horse leave on a reaching foot. Here's the other way I could roll my hindquarters. I could reach over with my right hand and step into the hind to roll these hind feet. And then I'm prepared to send the front across right away. So practicing that and getting it smooth is very important. And then notice my feet are not stopping when I'm doing this. I'm either going forward or standing stationary. Do not go backwards in this exercise. I see people that tends to be the person's natural habit when they first start this, is to go backwards. So kind of fight that, because what you'll get happening then is the horse will dump all his weight to his front feet and won't be using his body evenly. And we want to avoid that. Just always think, what's your horse's expression look like? Is it peaceful? If it's peaceful, there's a good chance that he's balanced. If it's not, if he's scared, if it's erratic, like for instance, if you're riding him and you feel hard spots under your legs or hard spots on this lead rope, that's unsureness. That's not the horse being bad. That's him saying there's things that he just doesn't understand. So we have to take the time to show him that. You're kind of fighting some flies here, aren't you? And then whenever things get real good with your horse, give them a second to sit and soak on it and see what kind of behavior they'll express. And there's really no end to this. You can always get it smoother, more subtle, and it's helpful when you got to do chores. You got to go through a gate. You got to catch your horse. You're tying them up. You're taking them places. If you're like me and you like to rope and do things, it's super handy. And you're looking for these expression changes, the shaking, the horse working his mouth, the excessive blinking. That's them letting down, saying they're getting what you're talking about. So just think, how helpful would it be if you're outside and you have something roped and you got to move your horse over, and then, oh, hurry. Oh, he's trying to get up, get my rope tight. Oh, good, I need some slack. Please come help me. Oh, no, he's trying to get up again. Get it tight. And I'll wait so I can handle my cow, and then when we're done, come up here and help. But wait, not too far. So just make sure you can communicate with them and move them and they understand. And when you do that, the horse will turn loose and he'll have a lot more respect for you, because he realizes that you're moving his body in a way that's comfortable to him, and that will help him. And that's through feel. That's how we communicate with a horse. And that is via the lead rope, not via you coming in here like this, or you always doing this and driving your horse around. That's not a feel. That, if you're thinking in terms of communication between the human and the horse, that is grade school level. That's not effective communication. So I just want people to kind of understand that and what the difference is, because it can be a real pretty thing and not a very physical thing. And the reason I'm so adamant about it is if you see this, when you start out with a young one, you'll start out much better than just expecting you got to go in there and drive in there. That's really not the case. Even on a spoiled horse, you might do that a little bit, but it really doesn't take too much if your timing is effective to get the communication off the lead rope. And then that'll pay off tenfold when you're riding. That'll translate directly to me moving a foot here, reaching a foot there, or turning around. And it'll bring the horse to peace, so he'll want to be with me, and then I can get my work done. So I hope that helps give you guys some ideas on groundwork. You're at least able to see it, so that way when I meet you, we can have basic terminology like yielding the hindquarters, sending the front across, backing on an arc, all these different things. You could say, oh, I'm having trouble with this, or it's in the left hind foot, or the front foot I'm stuck, or the shoulders are falling in. And then we have a basis to communicate with, and I can kind of help you troubleshoot. So I hope this helps you guys, and I appreciate you watching.